the girl discovered that no one had ever visited her grave, not once in 10 years. How could that be? She had only been dead for a decade. Her parents were still alive. Why hadn't they come to mourn her, even once? Determined to find out why, she returned home in spirit form to check on her family, only to make a heartbreaking discovery. Her parents had erased every trace of her existence, as if she had never been part of their lives. Back when she was alive, she had been their pride and joy. On the day of her funeral, they had cried their hearts out, swearing they'd visit her grave every year. And during the first year after her death, she'd even appeared in their dreams, reassuring them that she was doing fine in the afterlife, reminding them of her love. She did everything she could to stay connected to them, to make sure they never forgot her. But now, just a few short years later, they had erased her completely. Seeing how heartless they'd become, the girl finally gave up her longing for the human world. She opened the gate to the underworld, ready to return and begin the process of reincarnation. What she didn't realize was that her parents had erased all memories of her precisely because they loved her too much. She had appeared in their dreams countless times, telling them she didn't want to reincarnate yet, that she wanted to work hard in the underworld for 10 more years to build up enough virtue to return to the living world and see them again. While those dreams moved them deeply, they also filled them with sorrow. They didn't want their daughter to suffer on their behalf, working endlessly in the afterlife, refusing the chance to move on. To help her break her attachment and reincarnate sooner, they turned to a so-called master for help. The master suggested erasing all signs of her existence to help sever her worldly ties. Still, every year on the anniversary of her death, the girl's mother would quietly want to visit the grave, but her father always stopped her. He knew the more they remembered her, the harder it would be for their daughter to let go and reincarnate. But the girl didn't understand any of this. For 10 years, she worked tirelessly in the afterlife, finally earning a rare chance to be reborn as the daughter of a wealthy family. But riches and luxury meant nothing to her. She only wanted to be near her parents again. Seeing how deep her attachment was, the king of the underworld finally granted her permission to return to the human world for 7 days to see her family. But when she arrived at her neglected grave, seeing it unvisited and covered in dirt, her heart broke all over again. Still, none of that mattered to her anymore. She only wanted to see her parents one last time. She waited by the path they took every day to buy groceries, planning a coincidental meeting. But when she finally saw her mother again, there was no recognition in her eyes. Why? Because when the dead return to the living, they can't reveal their true identity to their loved ones or face severe punishment from the heavens. They really don't remember me. Seeing her parents so determined to forget, the girl decided to leave quietly. But just as she turned to go, a runaway three-wheeled cart barreled toward her mother. Without thinking, the girl rushed over and pulled her mother to safety, injuring her arm in the process. Her mother was overwhelmed with gratitude. Seeing the wound, she immediately applied a bandage to the girl's arm, and even returned a small wallet the girl had dropped during the rescue. Wanting to express even more gratitude, her father offered the girl a bank card as a reward, but she refused. Seeing her refuse any payment, her mother warmly invited her home for dinner. But when the girl stepped inside her childhood home, she froze. The fridge used to be